So for number 76, you have it written out correctly where it's negative 9/5 for B, for negative B, over 2 times A, which is negative 16 over 2025. And when you type that in, you should get 113 and 29/32 if you type that in with the fraction key. So on my calculator, I type in -9 and then I use the fraction key, but it shouldn't matter if you use that or the division key. So here's what it looks like on my calculator. And then divided by, and then I do parentheses 2 times, it's like a star, but that's times, parentheses 2 times, and then -16 with the fraction 2025. And that should give you that correct answer. So double check that on your calculator because you do have it written out correctly.
Then if we look what the A, B, and C are asking, A is what is the height of the ball when it is punted? So it's like, what is the starting height? Letter B is what is the max height? And letter C is how long is the punt? Oops, spell that correctly, how long? So that's like total distance. So if I just do a quick little sketch of, there's my XY axis. Now when you punt the ball, remember the ball, it sits on something. So we have something and then the ball is usually up just a little bit. And then we kick the ball and it goes up and it comes back down. So we want to know what is the starting height, what is the maximum height, and then what is this distance for how long it is. So if we think about that in terms of what's on the graph, this would be the y-intercept. So this would be if x is 0, then what is that height? And that is what letter A is asking you for. And then it's asking us for the maximum height. Well, that we know is going to be at this max point up here, which is part of what we found with that 113. So here we need to substitute in that negative b over 2a into the function. And then how long, what's this total distance? So we want to find this x-intercept over here. And in this case, whenever there's anything with fractions, I would use the quadratic formula to find that x-intercept there. So those are the 3 things it's asking you for. Hopefully that helps, but if not, as always, please let me know. And then for number 77, I think you just have a couple of your numbers backwards. So for 77, it gives you your equation 800 minus 10x plus 0.25x squared, okay, where c is the cost and x is representing how many, the number of units is how they say it in the book there. Sorry, I was looking over there at the book. Number of units is what x is representing. So if we put this into standard form, we'd have 0.25x squared minus 10x plus 800. And then if you do the negative b over 2a, well, first let's read. We want to know how many fixtures should be produced each day to yield a minimum cost. So we want the minimum cost, but what we want to focus on is how many fixtures. So we want to focus on actually just the x value. So how many x? So we still want to use the negative b over 2a because that's for our minimum. But we actually here only need to find x. So we only need to do x equals negative b over 2a. And then when you did that, make sure you're using, I think you had these 2 backwards. Make sure you're using the negative 10 for your b value and then your 0.25 for your a value. So it would look like negative 10, which we know is a positive 10, over 2 times 0.25. And that should work for you. So again, if you need anything else, just message me and let me know. Great job.